We're going to turn now to the next story that is likely to dominate our political discussion in the era of Trump, Stormy Daniels.
Tonight's the night for her big interview with 60 Minutes, in which she will apparently discuss her alleged affair with Trump, but speaking publicly may violate the terms of her non-disclosure agreement. ABC News White House correspondent Tara Palmieri is in West Palm Beach with the story. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Adrian. That's right. It's the first time President Trump isn't punching back on Twitter. And interest in this interview could eclipse any major announcements or staff shakeups coming out of the White House. Adult film actress Stormy Daniels threatening the Trump presidency in her quest to tell her story about their alleged affair. In a primetime interview, Daniels breaking her silence about the alleged affair she claims started 12 years ago, just months after Melania had given birth to Barron. It's less about the sordid details of a relationship. It's the alleged cover-up.
It is time to come clean.
President Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, acknowledges forming a Delaware-based shell company to pay Daniels $130,000 in exchange for her silence. Cohen says he was acting as a concerned friend. The money, he says, personal funds from a home equity line. Daniels signed the deal just days before the election. The White House has denied that the president has any connection to the agreement.
It's impossible to know where it ends up, but certainly there is precedent for a sitting U.S. president becoming embroiled in litigation.
Daniels sued Trump, alleging the agreement is void because then-candidate Trump never signed it. Cohen and the president fired back in federal court, claiming Daniels has breached the agreement more than 20 times and that they'll be seeking at least $20 million in damages. Bracing for backlash from Trump and his legal team, Daniels' attorney Michael Avenatti tweeted out a picture of a DVD in a safe with a cryptic message, "If a picture is worth 1,000 words."
How should people know there's anything on that DVD?
Well, if people think I'm bluffing, they should ask the opponents in countless cases I've had over the last 15 years if I'm generally a guy that bluffs.
This just days after former Playboy model Karen McDougal told Anderson Cooper about her alleged 10-month-long romance with Trump.
Were you in love with him?
I was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do you think he was in love with you?
He was, yeah.
According to the White House, President Trump and the First Lady will not be together when the interview airs. President Trump leaves for Washington this afternoon, and Melania will stay behind with their son Barron. The First Lady's office told ABC News it's part of their spring break tradition. Dan, Adrian?
All right, Tara, thank you very much. Let's bring in ABC's Martha Raddatz, who's in Washington, where she's going to be hosting This Week later this morning. Martha, good morning to you. Let's set aside whatever personal peril this creates for the president and his relationships. How much political peril, if any, does this interview pose for the president?
Well, Dan and Adrian, as you know, a lot of people watched that Karen McDougal interview, and a lot more will probably watch the Stormy Daniels interview tonight. But I think we all have to remember that after that Access Hollywood tape, really nothing happened. He was elected president. People put that aside. So tonight, when they watch it, I think a lot depends on how much detail she gives. Can that detail be proven in any way? And of course, what President Trump's response is to that.
Good points, Martha. You were at the march as well yesterday, the images and speeches moving. But in a country that is deeply divided over gun rights, is this movement genuinely poised to make any concrete progress?
Well, you know, yeah, I have to say you really felt that yesterday. The Pennsylvania Avenue, as David said, was absolutely packed. I talked to a lot of people. There was such a passion there. And a lot of those kids talked about moving forward. They talked about the elections. They talked about the midterm elections. So that's where they're really concentrating their power on political change. You certainly get the feeling there will be change, and we haven't really seen an anti-gun rally like that in this country that large. So you feel they have the momentum, but we've heard that before. But they are determined to keep this going.
Yeah, we heard things like this after Newtown, so we're really going to have to see. But, you know, interestingly, and I know you're going to talk about this on the show this morning, you also spent some time this week in Arizona with young people who are gun enthusiasts. How do they view these marches?
Yeah, you know, I think we all have to remember that there is another part of America, a big part of America, that is very pro-gun. And in these communities, they shoot guns, they shoot trap, they hold on to their weapons, and they will explain that they don't want anything to change, that they, give the argument that it's the person who's shooting the gun, not the gun itself. Those are the people those young people at that rally yesterday will have to change, will have to convince, will have to compromise. We had a wonderful conversation with both sides of that debate on these young people who all said, I think we can compromise. So maybe there will be change, but we have to remember that there's another part of America, there's a big part of America that doesn't want that change.
As we keep saying, huge divisions in this country on this issue. Martha, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I want to remind everybody, Martha's got a big show this morning with complete analysis of the March for Our Lives. She's going to go one-on-one with Mark Kelly, the co-founder of Giffords Courage to Fight Gun Violence.
Plus, former Joint Chiefs Chairman Mike Mullen and Bush National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley discuss John Bolton's appointment as National Security Advisor. That's coming up on This Week right here on ABC.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.